We're underway at 125. Hagen in the gray singlet. Spence sporting the vibrant white singlet with the Maryland logo on the front. Big M on the chest.
Good single.
Hagen.
At this point, Hagen brought it up. Textbook trip. He got the sweep single, got up to his feet. You don't want to stay on the mat. Trip, he's in control.
Hagen with the single, eventually got the takedown, now leads 2-0 in the early stages.
Hey, Gary, you said the vibrant singlets from Maryland. Maryland's last match, they had the shorts on and the compression. So they're just not just changing up, but they're changing up the whole attire.
Usually, you know, you get a victory. Usually keep things going that way. As Maryland switching it up a little bit for the final match of the day.
Little tilt, roll through.
Minute 45 left to go in the first period.
The official was holding two, meaning that he didn't feel like Zach Spence was out of danger, so he held his fingers out to the side. Once he felt that Zach Spence was out of danger, then he awarded the two for the back points. Very important, you gotta watch the official, because the official will let you know if they're still holding and if they've awarded. When they awarded, they put it on the top of their head, not to the side.
Minute in riding time now for Hagen. First match between Maryland and Duke. Like you said, former conference foes, now Maryland in the Big Ten. Duke still in the ACC. Don't see each other as much.
Little dump action there. Fake the high C. Went to the dump and is getting a count.
6-1 and more points to come. 2 for the near fall there. Hagen really with full control here, 8-1. Minute and a half of riding time in the first period.
30 seconds.
Strong start for Hagen. And he's keeping the pressure on.
20 seconds remain in the period. Hagen, we talked about how strong he started. Now 5-5 on the year after the victory by way of fall to Menino.
He's trying to pinch the head. Look at the left knee. He's trying to pinch it. He's rolling the wrist like a motorcycle, rolling the wrist, and he's pinching the head to try and get near fall. But he's not going to get it with 1 second left.
Won't get it. That ends the period, but still a great period for Hagen. Leads 8-1 going in to the middle frame. And Hagen will work on top here. A sizable lead. We talked about how Maryland got their first dual victory.
Caution on Maryland. Once the official says you got to keep still, he'll say set, and the bottom man cannot move. Any motions before the whistle is a caution.
We'll get things set off the reset. Hagen trying to keep Spence down, doing a good job right there. Hagen now with full control on the back.
What he has right now is called an armbar and a one-on-one, and that looks tight. That is tight.
And Hagen, incredibly tight, gets the fall.
His second fall for the day.
Second fall of the day for Logan Hagen. 2-0 on the day, both victories by fall. What a day at 125 for Logan Hagen.
And here it is. He has an armbar on the left side and reaches for the one-on-one, and he drives the shoulder to the ear. Not across, but to the ear. And my goodness, he is flat.
Go now to 133, and Hagen, the sophomore from Lancaster, Ohio, came into today with a below 500 record individually, 4-5, now up to 6-5 with 2 falls today. Go to 133, King Sandoval.
Oh my, that's a takedown. We got to count. Got to count.
Sandoval, who already won by fall today, leads 2-0, getting the count.
This is tight. This is tight.
Trying to match it, and he does. Gets the victory by fall. King Sandoval pumps up the crowd, shows them who's king, and ties up the team scoring at 6 apiece.
Back-to-back falls, Greco-Roman specialist. He had a front high, he stepped over, and once he started to get extended a little more, it was flat. 2 first period pins. Well, 2 pins rather. This is good wrestling. Only 1 second in college. High school is 2 seconds.
Second time today that we've had back-to-back victories by fall, and they've both included the Blue Devils. Logan Hagan, 2 falls, and Drake Doolittle before we could even really get to introduce him. Drops his second by way of fall today.
I love it when guys wrestle for falls. Not just to score points. Just score points is important, but fall is the ultimate. Doesn't matter how many points you have. A fall is a fall. Stop the match. Go home.
King Sandoval, and you could include Logan A in that for that matter, because his first match lasted less than a minute.
Looks like he's going to go for a tilt. He's elevating. He's going right to the shoulder. Look at that arm. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Does it. He's not there yet. No back points yet. Still fight. Good fight by Rowland.
Match at 141, Bertoni and Rowland will get things set. Tony for Maryland, Rowland for Duke.
He's going right back to it. He's putting the pressure right on the far shoulder. So he has the arm bar on the right shoulder, but he's putting pressure on the left shoulder. And then if the left shoulder doesn't work, he'll go to the right. So that arm bar tilt is good on either side, the left side or the right side. You just have to pop your hips.
Rowland fell by way of major decision earlier to Jared Donahue of Drexel. Now struggling a little bit here against Bertoni. Quite a 6-0 showing against Donahue.
Another tilt. Can we get it? No count yet. It's got to be 45 degrees. It's got to be 45 degrees and 4 inches above the mat. Nothing yet. He's got to hold it. 45 degrees, but also the shoulders have to be within 4 inches of the mat. So you may say he's at 45, but he's got to be 4 inches across from the mat.
Bertoni's really working to try and get there. Still no points awarded after this strong exchange. Bertoni does lead 2-0 after the 1 takedown, but 30 seconds still with a strong controlling riding time, almost around 2.5 minutes.
So we got to see what, at this point, Rowland is going to do if he gets choice. Is he going to go back underneath where Bertoni has almost 2 minutes and 50 seconds of riding time in the first period? Or is he going to try and go on his feet? Tough decision because he got taken out in the first 10 seconds and ridden out for the rest of the match. So I want to know what's going to happen.
Find out. Middle frame here.
They're thinking about it. So he says neutral.
So we'll stay neutral. 2-0 favoring Bertoni of Maryland. Team scoring knotted up 6 apiece. Bertoni now 5-3 on the year. After the win earlier against Donahue. Rowland 3-8 now. The redshirt sophomore from Woodland Hills, California.
Washington. Rowland's got to be careful. He's going for a snap down, but when he's doing a snap down, he's a little high, which will allow for Bertoni to get a shot in. Ooh, nice carry. He went right side high C, left side single. That was good. Right side high C. He saw that Roland defended, sweep to the other side, gets the takedown. Very nice.
Great job to just kind of just change direction right there. Scores the takedown, gets the 2, 4-0. Bertoni leads. Stalemate call, we set back up. The reset.
So Bertoni said, I'm going to let him up, give him 1 point, because he's got 3 minutes of riding time. So he said, I'll just go back to my feet where he feels good.
And again, now in a situation where bonus points could mean a lot if Bertoni can muster up some takedowns, get some points here. Maybe not the worst thing in the world to give up the 1.
Nice. Roland had a little cross ankle. Not a takedown yet. Bertoni still has the leg. What has to happen is he's got to put that leg in. Not quite. Not quite yet. He's saying, the official saying, no, he still got that leg. He still has that leg. So at that point, no control has been established. And he's got to just move it around, jockeying for position. Bertoni wants to put that foot over his head and try to stand up.
Right there, Roland did a good job to gain a little bit of control, but couldn't turn it into any points, couldn't score the takedown, and that's a good job there defensively by Bertoni.
Roland's got to have some confidence now. I can get to the feet.
5 seconds left to go in the period. 4-1 favoring Danny Bertoni of Maryland, as that'll do it for the second period. Still close, and practically wrapped up with riding time. Almost 3 full minutes of riding time favoring Bertoni, 2:59, and will be wrapped up. So 5-1. Essentially the score on the board currently, as Roland will try and just get him up. The escape for Bertoni makes it 5-1.
Kind of walked right into that high C, did Roland. And now what Bertoni's going to try and do is place that right ankle on the mat. He still got the ankle, so no control yet. He's going to try and roll that ankle across his head.
Trying to get that ankle roll.
Nothing yet. Still working. There he is. He rolls it through. That's exactly what I was alluding to. He was going to roll it over. Now he's in a position of advantage. Potentially dangerous, meaning that the referee said that it was not illegal, but it was just a dangerous position, meaning that the knee was going against the natural motion. Therefore, they stopped it and want to make sure that the health of the wrestlers is the priority for the official.
We get these stoppage afterwards. 10 especially. You need your full-on starters. You need your main guys to stay healthy all throughout. If Maryland wants to try and give it up and fight off against the top teams in the Big Ten.
Roland is showing more confidence, but he's got to be careful. He's going in there a little high, not quite reckless, but he's not coming in there with like a purpose, just trying to bang it and going in there. And Bertoni can go right back to that high C that he had earlier.
Around 40 seconds left to go in the period. 6-1 with the riding time, 2:55 favoring Bertoni. We'll take riding time advantage. 30 seconds left to go. Roland's gonna try and fight back, try and gain something. Again, just...
Bertoni's just kind of holding position here. He went right back to that cross ankle. Actually, that was near side.
10 seconds left to go in the period. Roland trying to score points near the buzzer. Can't. They break out of it. That'll do it. That'll finish things off. A 5-1 victory. 6-1 with riding time. Danny Bertoni wins it by decision and makes it a 9-6 lead currently in team scoring, favoring the Terrapins.
mentioned the coaches weren't as excited, but I tell you, Coach Glenn Lerner was excited about how well his wrestler performed from a tough first period and kept fighting.
You can kind of tell that. You talked about body language of Bertoni. It just didn't really seem like he got as much as he wanted out of things. As really had multiple chances to put some decent amount of points up on the board.
Nice shot off the whistle. 8 seconds into the match. Fine Silver's up.
This is a good matchup too at 149. Mike North and Josh Finesilver. North scores 1 with the escape. Finesilver, Josh Finesilver at 149, the number 11th ranked wrestler at that weight. Leads 2-1 after an early takedown. Grabs the leg one more time.
Went right back to it. So what Michael North has to do, he has got to lower his level a little more. No takedown yet. Good bumping of the hips by Michael North. Now Michael North has to put his right hand down because that's the second time that Finesilver has shot that kind of a low single to his right leg. Now it is. He's got to stay low.
This is, again, another tough spot for North, who, like we said, coming off injury, has to go up against top-ranked wrestler in the country at 149. He's working hard here. Got the single leg. Less than 2 to go in the first period.
Now North has to continue to move Finesilver, and Finesilver, good defense. Look, now he's in on the leg. This is just good. He stepped out. Patience. Looked like a very, very tough position for Finesilver, but he's just patient. He's been doing this a long time now.
And that's just pretty easy to say. That's why he's a nationally ranked wrestler at 149. He can flip possession very quickly. Straight off the whistle this time. Goes for a takedown. Does get it. Makes it 4-1 in favor of Finesilver.
It's the third time the exact same shot in a minute and a half. And now this is just uncomfortable. This is just mean top wrestling. This is what the Finesilvers are known for. He and his brother, and then his other brothers, they're just very physical wrestlers.
Finesilver leads 4-1 currently. 10-1 on the year after a major decision earlier against Tyler Williams. Minute left in the period. Two-time NCAA qualifier with the Blue Devils. And likely you can be in that position to do it again this year.
So Michael North has to really try to get out of bottom because it's going to set the standards for what he's going to do in the next 2 periods. If he's going to go underneath or if he's going to stay on his feet. On his feet, Finesilver has been very dominant with that single to his right leg. But on top, Finesilver has still been dominant. So it's going to be a tough position for Michael North to figure out what he's going to do. And the pressure that Finesilver is putting on it is just really, really tough.
Finesilver now with riding time at a minute and a half. 10 seconds left to go. Stalling warning given out right there. 5 seconds left to go in the period.
Earned that stalling. I mean, he has been very physical and dominant on top.
Points come out of it. Just a warning, but 4-1 Finesilver leads going into the middle period.
Interesting. North said, I'm going to go underneath.
Lloyd stands right back up, tossed right back down. Finesilver, just that perfect combination of balance, size, speed, strength. Shows it off there. It's 4-1. The middle period. Top control right here.
North has
2
got to
minutes
start
of
moving.
riding time.
North has got to start moving here, or the official Scott Brick is going to warn him again for stalling. But you can't do much when the arm is behind the back. So now looks like Finesilver's going to do a claw ride. He's got to be careful to keep that arm on the back. Now he just transitioned to what's called an arm bar. Similar to what Agan had in the first match at 125. But now he's just working. He's just working North. North's got to do something. He's going to get banged for stalling.
Less than a minute to go in the period. North will try and get back to his feet. Feinsilver will toss him out as he grabbed the leg that as North was trying to escape. Couldn't successfully get away.
He's given it an optional start, meaning that he's not going to get a traditional covering. He's going to perhaps let the bottom man go.
Does let North get up. 4-2 lead for Feinsilver now. North trying to battle back in.
I mean, relentless right there.
And Feinsilver keeping the pressure on.
That was relentless. Just, I'm going to will myself through your body.
Feinsilver picks up the 2, 6-2 now lead for Feinsilver. 9-6 lead for Maryland in the team scoring. See Feinsilver trying to work away at that.
The closeness of this score is not indicative of how dominant Feinsilver has been. It's 7-2, and I'm telling you, he has been absolutely physically dominant on Michael North.
And that's kind of just shown with riding time being a big part of that. 3.5 minutes of riding time for Feinsilver right now. Likely, based on how this match has gone, a chance to add even more. But if you're Feinsilver, you're in a spot where that's great, but you know you can probably get more points and keep the team scoring farther away than it is if you can try and get into bonus territory. Still near that range, not quite in it yet though, 8-2.
Josh Feinsilver was called a round of 12 wrestler last year, almost a match away from being an All-American, so he's right on the cusp.
Feinsilver picks up 2 that time. 10-2 lead. Will let North get up, get to the 1 point for the escape. 10-3 now. 11-3, count the riding time.
Snap down. He just ripped that snap down there.
Snaps down, gets the 2 that time as well. So a huge lead now, a 9-point lead for Feinsilver.
Cranking the head, looking to crunch a cradle, bringing that outside and trying to bring his arms in.
Feinsilver, 4 minutes of riding time. Will get the point for it. 13-4 at the score. 35 seconds left to go in the contest. Feinsilver in that major decision bonus area, trying to go for more. Trying to get the tech fall a little too far away for right now. 20 seconds, needs to just focus in on getting points here.
Good fight by North here. It's pride now. He's down 13-4. Pride and try to break this potential bonus point win for Feinsilver. Still shooting.
Now the point differential at 9 if you count the riding time. 2 seconds left, and that'll do it. Josh Feinsilver continues to be impressive today. His second victory by major decision. It's not often where you get a victory by major decision where you're like, it could have been by more. You could have got the tech fall if you're Feinsilver.
Good shot there. Very good takedown by Unger.
As now at 157, Lucas Cordillo for Maryland, and Wade Unger, junior from Montvale, New Jersey, for the Blue Devils. Unger picked up a hard upset victory over Parker Cropman earlier today.
Ooh, a little step over action here. He's got to step back. He might get some near fall here. We might get some near fall here. Good gut check by Unger, and he gets a reversal. 2-2.
Great job there by both sides. 4-3 the score now after Unger was in a tough spot, almost giving up a near fall. Corradillo, some great pressure, but Unger was able to flip it around like you said. He leads 4-3. Now with top control.
I mean, this match right here is indicative of how this dual meet has gone. It's a 10-9 dual meet match right now. Duke up 10, Maryland down by a point. And these two guys are showing fireworks and early in the match.
We talked about how the win against Drexel was Maryland's first victory in duels since January 10th. Their first victory at the Xfinity Center, dating back all the way to February 18th of 2018.
Smart wrestling there towards the edge of the circle. Instead of running Corradillo out, Unger goes for an attempt on a lift, because if you just run him out, that could be a potential stall. So once he got to the edge, then he went for a lift. A little too fast.
The caution will reset. Riding time barely favoring Unger. With a minute of riding time control. Leads 4-3, first period. They're hooking the left leg of Corradillo, gives it up now.
Unger's doing a good job of keeping the pressure forward. And then not only is he just sitting on the ankle, he's lowering his hips and lifting that ankle up. And what Corradillo has to do is sit on that ankle. He's got to push back and sit on that left ankle and do kind of what's a windshield wipe. Because right now, while that ankle is outside, it's going to be advantageous for Unger. He's got to push back and sit on that ankle.
20 seconds left to go in the period. Unger doing a great job near the latter stages of the first. There's a 4-3 lead after strong back and forth earlier on. And 2 minutes of riding time favoring Unger.
I'm going to assume that Unger and Fine Silver do a lot of wrestling together, so they both look like they work a lot on top. 2 minutes and 19 seconds of riding time in the first period. And last match, Fine Silver had significant riding time. So it looks like that's a theme that Duke is working on, their top wrestling, at least for their middleweights.
And if you're Maryland, you're kind of in a spot where you need to keep things close in the middleweights, because you know if it comes down to another spot where you go to the heavyweights, you go to the 197 bouts, you have a pretty decent chance to take those. With Schrader at the heavyweight spot, so it's going to be interesting going forward.
That's the second caution, so one more. It's going to be a point for Corradillo.
Corradillo working on top to start the second. Brings Unger down. Unger will try and slip right back out of it. Nice. Turns things around, picks up 2.
Nice. Chain wrestling. And now it goes right to the tilt. That, as a coach, is exactly what you want. He got out, went to reversal, and then he went right into what's called a criteria near fall tilt, and just opened this match up. I mean, just opened it up. It was just 4-3.
Now Unger will stretch that lead. What you said, 4-3. Now at the 10-3 advantage for Wade Unger after the 4-point near fall. And that all starts with a reversal, like you said.
And then he got worked the stall call too. I'm telling you, it was just 4-3. It was literally 4-3. Reversal, 4-point near fall. Now it's 10-3 with riding time pretty much secured. It's a major decision at this point. But Cordero can still keep this thing going.
45 seconds remain in period number 2. 3 minutes and 15 seconds of riding time for Unger. Back-to-back dominating performances in the middleweights for Duke. Fine-Silver with a fantastic performance earlier on. Now Unger doing it on the opposite side. 10-3.
Cordero's really got to work to get that left ankle out. He's got to push back into it or sit on it. Because right now it's tough for him to get out, but from the optics of the official, it doesn't look like he's doing a whole lot, but it's not much he can do.
Set go to the third. 10-3 favoring Wade Unger, and that's a beautiful period for Unger in the middle stages. And you really want to highlight, we're probably going to take a look at it after this match, but that reversal and turn into the near fall to really break things open.
I'm surprised that, I guess, the coach's decision to go underneath on Unger, who has almost 4 minutes of riding time, but maybe something mental. He wants to teach his wrestler, look, we got to work to get out of bottom. I mean, it's something that the coaches say, well, look, I know you've been ridden out for 4 minutes, but in the same light, we got to work to get out of it. Getting out of bottom, it is technique, but a lot of times it's just mental. Who's going to keep me down? Are you going to keep me down for 5 minutes?
Minute and 40 left to go in the third. 10-3 lead for Unger. 4.5 minutes of riding time favoring Unger. Has it wrapped up well now in that major decision territory. 11-3 if you count the riding time.
Interesting. Stalemate. The official believes that there was no improvement that could be made by either wrestler. And when an official feels that, they call it what's called a stalemate. Second caution. So both wrestlers have 2 cautions. In college and also in high school, once you get to the third caution, once you have 3 cautions, your opponent gets 1 point, and it can continue throughout the rest of the match.
Unger absolutely controlling this one. Saw some nice chain wrestling in the first period, but ever since, Unger's fully taken over control. 1 minute left to go in the bout. Well over now 5 minutes of riding time.
Interesting. So the official thought that Unger, even though he has 5 minutes of riding time, thought that he was stalling and not trying to improve. I don't know if I agree with that one.
Practically go back to the same spot, but I see Unger working a tad bit more aggressively to avoid
that hurt.
Possibly another call. .30 seconds left to go in the period. 5.5 minutes of riding time favoring Unger. Easily wrapped up. 11-3 with that included.
So now at this point, oh, he just saved a major. Saved. I mean, mentally, that's just a big deal. Big deal for Lucas.
Cordillo with the escape.
And that's why, you build off of that. He stayed on. He was ridden out for 5 minutes and 40 seconds, but still at the end fought to get 1 point to prevent a major decision, which can make all the difference in a tight match.
5. J&B John Martin Best will face off with Brandon LaRue, redshirt sophomore from Wantage, New Jersey. 4-7 on the year. Fell by major decision earlier on. Evan Barzak of Drexel.
Good throw by. Now it's in this position where Brandon LaRue feels very comfortable here. JMB, John Martin Best, has to take his time and not get sloppy. Just be patient. Keep his ears open to hear his coaches talk him through certain situations. LaRue likes these weird, funky situations.
It's a very different change of pace for JMB. The previous matchup against Barzak, who was more similar in style, but LaRue, like you said, likes those little crazy spots.
JMB has got to be patient here. LaRue is going to be patient because he's just waiting for one slip up.
Stalemate call will reset back even.
This is the great thing about wrestling. Same weight class, two completely different body types. John Martin Best, JMB, stout, looks very strong. And you have Brandon LaRue, who's probably 3 inches taller, maybe 4 inches taller. Same weight class.
Talked about JMB a little bit. In the last match against Drexel, and a freshman coming in, but a little bit more experience than most coming from a prep school. Time in the Air Force Academy, Colorado Springs. Now with the University of Maryland, the two-time West Virginia high school state champion.
Little arm throw, right to a single. Nice. But that's, look at that. This is good wrestling here. Once again, there is reaction time. And Brandon LaRue likes these weird positions, and he feels confident here. Oh, boy. Something happened. I tell you, Brandon LaRue, oh, Lord. Oh. Brandon LaRue, classy. He tapped he looked at the ref and said something and allowed him to know that something was going on. Very classy move by Brandon LaRue. It's sports. No one's trying to hurt anybody. Something happened here. And so this is what happens since there's an injury. Now Brandon LaRue is going to have the choice. Where does he want to go? Does he want to go on his feet, top, or bottom? First injury, that's a non-bleeding injury, like what's going on right now. The opponent gets the choice.
JMB still down getting looked at. Talked about him a little bit, a young kid, newcomer to this program. Getting to look at things here.
Something happened along the way, and he's holding on and trying to fight, and then he look, good, and classy. He said, oh, look, something's going on here, and at that point they stopped it. Injury time. We got to see how JMB feels, but you know, wrestlers are competitors. They want to win, but let's tip our hats to Brandon LaRue. He stopped it.
Absolutely.
Something's going on. I don't want anyone to get hurt. JMB is going to try and tough it out and see how far he can go. He gets a minute and a half to try and get it together.
Really is.
But let's keep it in mind that it's going to be Brandon LaRue's choice once JMB gets himself together.
And you can see him hopping around a little bit, shaking himself up, looks to be ready to go. But I can tell you what, LaRue, obviously knowing something was wrong, but you go back and look at it, it didn't look pretty. So
LaRue took down. So he believes that he can get out and score a point. Conversely, what's happening right now is Martin, JMB, is accumulating riding time. So we'll see how this pans out. If LaRue gets out and gets 1 point, it was a good decision for him. But I tell you what, if JMB rides him out, he just picked up significant riding time in the first period with no points being scored.
We're still scoreless, so any point at this point really matters a whole lot. As 5 seconds left to go in the period, 35 seconds of riding time for J&B. Got banged up earlier on. We talked about we saw that. We talked about that after the injury stoppage. Shows a good amount of strength going forward.
They're looking at the coach. They're trying to figure it out. He went to go neutral. Coach thought about going underneath. So we'll see. Now we're going to figure out how tough the freshman is, how that right leg, we don't want to speculate if it was a knee injury or something else. We just know there's something happened to the right leg of his.
Still going at it, and that's where you got to really give props. It's not like he's playing it passive either, going straight for the leg there. Attacking, staying aggressive is J&B.
So watch the roll through here. LaRue is going to try and kick himself over and try to get two. And was going to try and get some immediate back points. So they're trying to fix the riding time. 40-second advantage time for riding for J&B.
So back up to a neutral position. Still scoreless. 1:10 seconds left to go in the middle period. It's about at 165. J&B, freshman from Parkersburg, West Virginia. Fell early on against Drexel, now 4-4 on the year. Five seconds now.
Now what J&B has done here is kind of thrown to a snatch on the right leg of LaRue. And there it was. He was trying to reach for that right leg of LaRue.
30 seconds left. Tries to go for both legs, but gets stopped right down.
Nice counter. LaRue extended himself, and J&B just spun around.
Counter for J&B. Puts him on the board first. 10 seconds left to go in period number 2. Leads 2-0. Now a minute of riding time officially for J&B. Who leads the way currently. Tries to break through at the buzzer. Cannot. LaRue tried to score near the end. Couldn't get any points throughout it. And trails 2-0 and at a disadvantage in riding time. We stay neutral though. Rand LaRue, he's been moved up and down his Duke lineup throughout his time here. Redshirted his freshman season. Still performed at 149, and then in 2020, 157, went 1-6 that year. And now up to 165. Seeing a little bit more success at 165. Some more victories, 4-7. See him working against J&B.
So LaRue has pushed away and lowered his level, but he's not fired off. And when he fires off, J&B kind of just, shrugs it off. So at some point, LaRue has got to commit. And right now, he's not committing. And J&B is content, just holding position.
A minute left in the contest. J&B leads 2-0 and has a chance to hold the riding time advantage. Holds it 1:06. Now we'll go to town a little bit more, gain some more, and gets a takedown. Leads 4-0 in a good spot to take this bat at 165. Minute 20 of riding time now, so J&B will likely control that and get that point. 30 seconds left. LaRue has to try and escape here. Gets tossed right back down. J&B continues the attack.
Good popping of the hips. When you return someone to the mat, it's important to pop your hips.
4-0. 10 seconds left to go in the period.
Really a great gut check win for J&B as a freshman in an adverse situation, doing some type of injury to his knee, and gut checks it out, something that he can build from, and the coaches can find out how much strength he has from the inside, because we see he's strong on the outside. Good win by the freshman.
John Martin Best gets the win via decision after fighting back through some with an injury, gets the victory, and that's huge for the freshman, like you mentioned.
Good snap down, spin behind.
Coach Clemson is really high on. They like what Salas can bring. The sophomore from Laurel, Maryland. This is probably his toughest task of the year. Toughest task of his career so far. Keeping on the aggressor, but finds him right there.
In the college world, I'm not going to say it's easy, but getting in is just a portion of the battle. In college, once again, this is okay. But what I'm stating is that it's getting to leg is one thing. Finishing is a whole different science. And Dom Solis had a good explosive double, but he's got to try and work on the finish.
And this is where Fine Silver just uses that experience, using that just strength that he has, knowing exactly how to stop, how to counter things, blocks things there. But you do have to give up the aggressiveness of Salas. Twice he's gone for the double leg. Fine Silver turns things around.
He's trying to hold him there to try and get a neutral danger call. Looks like we probably get to a stalemate because nothing's really improving here.
Still going at it, no sign of stoppage yet. Minute 30 left to go in the period.
Look at the science here. These guys are just doing little just sneaky things to work it out. For you fans that are new to wrestling, you may not understand, but those guys that are hardcore, they're like, oh, I saw what happened there. He peeled it off the back, spin around. 0-0 match, but lots of things happening underneath of what we're seeing on just the visual.
Fine, so you'd like to see him try and go on the attack a little bit. Forced to play a little defensive based on how Salas has come out going for 2 quick takedowns.
Oh, wow. That was really, really good. Pop the head, go to the single, and as we said before, finishing is just a portion of it. Good fight here.
Finally be brought out, but a great job by both sides. Fine, so we talked about finally needing to see him go on the aggressive, does go on the offensive, tries to get the ankle, and then the sweep following. But a good job by Salas, going toe-to-toe with a top-ranked competitor in the nation. Really working pretty well, both offensively and defensively. Still scoreless in the first period. And no advantage in riding time for either side.
So here's the interesting thing going on is that Salas is probably content, like, wow, I'm really competing against an All-American type of competitor. But here's the thing with... So the call is called potentially dangerous. When you're interlocking fingers, potentially dangerous. If it happens again, the referee has to call a technical violation against one or the other.
End of the first period, still scoreless, and not without a lack of action.
Here's the good defense here. It looks like Feinstein was in a great position, high up in the armpit. Looks like trip goes right to double, but reaction time, reaction time. Salas did a great job of fighting it off.
Finally get our first point on the board. Feinstein gets credit with the escape. And now, again, attacking the leg. Gets 2 that time, scores the takedown.
He finished it differently this time. Before, before he brought it up. Watch. Let's watch. Watch the knee there. And there was potentially dangerous.
That's really looks to be what Fine Silver needed to start chasing after things a little bit. Got the escape and then quickly right back with the counter, gets the takedown. 3-0 he leads, and a very slight advantage in riding time, around 15 seconds.
Salas has to keep moving here because Fine Silver is very physical and tough on top. So now he's got what's called a Turk, and he's going to continue to work with that Turk. Tough ride here, staying aggressive. So it's interesting.
3-0 lead.
There's a leg that comes in, and it looks like Salas is about to roll through. He rolls through, and then look at this. This is physical. And every time he goes to one side, Dom Salas rolls through, and Fine Silver almost catches him. This is where it gets really physical. Look at this. This is physical.
30 seconds remain in the middle period. 3-0 lead for Fine Silver. Also now with a minute and a half, just around a minute and a half of riding time.
This is mean. This is mean. So at this point, 4 points have been awarded. Going right back to it. So he went back to it, but he can go back to it. Once the referee says 4, you can do it again. I don't care if you say that's the same move. If the referee awards 4, you can do it again. So if the referee did not award 4, he's not going to get another count. But once the referee puts those 4 fingers over his head, he can go right back to the same move.
Well, Fine Silver and Salas. Salas, who stayed pretty strong in the first, kept things scoreless. Now Fine Silver really started busting things open, 7-0. He leads with a minute and 45 seconds of riding time in his favor too. So possibly make it 8-0. Not quite there yet, still a good amount of time left, a minute and 30 left to go in the third.
I mean, look at this. Fine Silver's just working relentlessly. And it looks like Salas is just trying to hold on. He's just trying to hold on. Now it's just one. I mean, just worked it. Made it uncomfortable for Salas. Fine Silver was just working and working. Not just one time. He moved his body, kept pressure on it, and going right back to that bow. And it gets tiresome fighting this.
Fine Silver in a good spot to extend this Duke lead even further. A minute left to go in the period. And in regulation, 13-12. Blue Devils lead the Terrapins.
You see the experience of Fine Silver here, not panicking. When your leg is up in the air like that, he didn't bail out. Been in this situation before. And a stalemate. The official believes that there's no improvement that could be made.
So 9-0 lead for Fine Silver. On his way to give the Blue Devils a 4-point victory right here.
Stalling against Salas. It's not hard to see that Fine Silver is just doing more work. Over 3 minutes of riding time. Very, very physical win by Fine Silver.
Over 3 minutes of riding time makes it a 10-0 victory. Kyle Cochran, the redshirt senior from Paramus, New Jersey, 6-1 on the year. And Vincent Baker, junior from Roswell, Georgia, for Duke. Came off hard on the aggressor, but right back, Cochran doing a good job answering it quickly. Picked up the early takedown.
And this is where Cochran feels he is the strongest with what's called the cross body or leg riding. And he has the right leg isolated underneath of Vincent Baker. And he's going to try to put pressure on the left shoulder of Baker away from the right leg. Just makes it uncomfortable. And even though nothing may not happen from that scenario, it's just uncomfortable.
Baker will give one on the escape. Cochran really just trying to get back to the feet and reset. About at 184. Maryland needs to start in some victories. Need a big one here to try and stay in it. What else would need?
Nice drag. Nice drag.
Cochran doing his part right here. Scores another takedown, 4-1. Leads minute 35 left to go in the first period. Will let Baker get back to the feet once more and now trying to work for points here. (4-2). Cochran still leading. 44 seconds of riding time for him, but you can tell just focusing a lot on points, trying to gain these takedowns. Again, tries to score both legs, couldn't. They hop out of play and they'll reset.
Good motion here by Cochran. He's going back to what looks to be his favorite shot, a single to the right leg of Baker.
Less than a minute now in the first. Cochran fakes low, goes up top. Had control of the head area. Now 40 seconds left to go. Just broke it after that.
There it is again. That single to the right leg of Baker.
Cochran took control of the leg and now adds another two with full control. 6-2, he leads. 20 seconds left to go in the first period. Gaining that time with riding time. 55 seconds now, favoring Cochran. Duke leads in the team scoring, 17-12. Now Cochran's still trying to bite back into that. Big time, big chance with possibly getting some extra points, and you could tell that's what Cochran's got on the mind, trying to get into that major decision type area where it can make these bouts at 197, 285 a whole lot nicer for the Terrapins.
And these next two matches coming up will be tightly contested matches, especially 197 with Smith and Kaden from Duke. When I said Kaden Russell, I'm sorry.
Russell picked up the victory earlier on today against Marina, and Smith did the same. So 197 is going to be a tough one, and if you can get a big victory here, put some serious points on the board at 184, will make things a whole lot nicer because you do have a lot of faith in Schrader at 285.
So you hear that the Maryland coaching staff saying we need big points. They need them to stay on their offense.
Cochran's done a really good job staying aggressive, staying on the offense. But now we're seeing Baker kind of play a little bit more passive. Now put himself in tough spots.
An action call, meaning that the official thought there was a natural flow progression, so therefore there was no stall call there.
Minute 15 left to go in the middle period. 6-2 lead for Kyle Cochran. Cochran comes in 6-1 on the year.
Banged the head and went right for a low double. But because of the length of Baker, he's fighting it off pretty good. But now that Cochran has that ankle hook, he was able to work through for a takedown.
Cochran moving incredibly well. Swirl around and pick up 2 with the takedown. Officially 8-2 he leads now. Needs a little bit more to try and get into major decision category. Minute and a half of riding time. Gets a point there, so now does have in that major decision territory, if you count the riding time, but that's not quite wrapped up yet. 10 seconds remain in the middle period. 9-2, Cochran leads.
Goes right back to his bread and butter, which is a crossbody or a leg ride. So third period. Riding time is pretty far ahead. Is the choice of Duke, and what is Duke going to do? Duke is going to go underneath.
Right there, that's a really good end to the period, because you look at the riding time numbers now, almost at 2 minutes. It was, I believe, at a little bit around a minute and a half right before that.
Optional start because clearly Maryland, as well as Cochran, feel that they've been the dominant wrestler on the feet, and I have to agree. I haven't seen any semblance of an offensive attack by Baker. And a stall call, 1 point for Cochran. So now it's me. Now it's just more shoot. Right call, right call.
2 on the takedown there for Cochran, leads 12-3. Does have the advantage in riding time at over 2 minutes now, so 13-3.
It's getting exciting again, Gary. These bonus points making a difference. It's 12 points for Maryland, 17 for Duke. Bonus points could potentially tie the match or just get up to a 1 point match with 2 matches left. This is a good afternoon of wrestling in College Park.
You need it. You need it here if you're Cochran. He's working hard. Around a minute left to go in the period, and he's still looking for more points. He's staying on the aggressive here. He's trying to get even more. Needs 5 points to tie Duke. 17-12, like you mentioned, in that major decision category right now, leading by 10 with the riding time. 30 seconds left to go in regulation.
You hear the stall birds coming out. You hear the fans saying stalling, meaning that they don't think that Baker is doing anything underneath. And I wouldn't be mad with a stalling call here.
15 seconds left. You're still hearing the chirps, and you're seeing Baker try and fight out a little bit. Will get back up to his feet, and they'll head out of play. 1 second remains as Kyle Cochran will pick up the victory.
Turn it over to me.
As Kyle Cochran picks it up 13-3, the final score in this bout. Like you mentioned, we go to 197, a huge matchup right here. Geron Smith and Kaden Russell will battle it out at 197. This one's huge, and there you go, already starting with a bit of fire. Smith comes in 6-1 on the year, picking up the victory earlier today. Russell 7-4, also with a victory today.
Gary, when I talked to both coaches this week, they said that this was the match that both were looking forward to. And they both admitted that both of our guys, you know, they go at it, and you just don't know what may happen.
You're already seeing that fire. Smith scores the takedown, gets the 2. Leads 2-0, grabs the leg loses control. Good job there by Russell to fight out. And we'll get the reset. 2:10 left to go in the first period.
Maryland got excited because it looked like that Smith almost had a cradle on there. This match, as you said, Gary, is critical. Critical for both teams.
You can just tell that sense of urgency is between both these competitors, Smith and Russell, both with that fire, with that real hard spirit. You can tell pace of play has gone up a whole lot from the bat at 184 now to 197.
You got to worry about the adrenaline rush for both wrestlers. Both wrestlers do know the importance of this match, and they both understand that their teams need them to perform.
Maryland already coming off a comeback win against Drexel earlier today, 21-20. Duke coming off of pretty similar victory, 25-20. They took down the Dragons in the first match today.
Second caution on Duke. The third caution on Duke will be a point for Maryland. Caution means that you moved before the whistle, or there was not a proper starting position.
It's tough to get those calls early against Russell as Smith takes him right back down as he tried to get to his feet. Russell will try and fight back out of it once more. Good job here by Smith to control and stay on top. Like we mentioned, because of the major decision victory for Kyle Cochran, you don't need to worry too much about points. You just have to win outright. If you're Maryland, be in a good spot. You win outright these next two matches, you'll be fine. Smith almost puts himself in a tough spot.
Is there a count there? No, nothing. Looking for a defensive fall.
The challenge brick thrown on the side of Maryland, but
so the brick, I'm assuming, was thrown because they felt, Maryland felt that there was a near fall count. In that situation, you call it a beach whale or catching the head. They felt that there should have been a swipe there. So in this position, they're feeling that there should be a count against Duke. But when you look at it, you have to say not only was he in 4 inches off the mat, if he's above 4 inches in the mat, there is no count. So
put yourself in a tough spot if you're Maryland Smith. You got to make sure that little pause in the action didn't kill your bit of momentum you had going. Smith has found a good way. 2-1 the score now. Still favoring Smith. Russell tried to grab the leg. Tried to grab
finish there. Look at the fireworks. Look at the fireworks. Oh.
Russell with the takedown attempt, and just good job by Smith. Snapped down and stopped any chance of Russell grabbing any limb for that matter. 2-1 lead still for Smith. Good little back and forth there. That ends the period. But near the end of the period, one ends up on top. But if you're Smith, you're taking that momentum going forward after blocking a pretty hard takedown attempt by Russell.
And Russell wants to try and knock down some of this riding time. Weird now. Riding time is not moving. Still nothing happened with the riding time, which could be a difference. Now he's still in control. Russell is still in control. He's got to watch it right here. Somebody's going to give some points. Woo! He's on his back. He's on his back. This is serious. This is serious.
Great reversal by Smith.
This could be it.
Russell in a bad way, a bad spot. Crowds on their feet. Could be huge. if Smith could finish it off. Russell does a good job turning his body around, but gets the near fall as Smith puts 4 on the board, 6-1. Geron Smith leads, 2 minutes of riding time now, and that's huge. But you know he was hoping for that fall. It was the best spot he had.
This makes the difference now.
1 minute left in the period.
Match stop. Coach Clemson is going over to the table because initially the riding time did not start. So now they're trying to figure out what is the proper riding time.
From Geron Smith, and if he was able to get the fall there, could have been absolutely killer for Duke and huge for Maryland. Was trying to get their 2nd win of the year. Came into today 0-2, got the win against Drexel early on. Now trying to finish it off with a successful sweep at home.
Smith is wrestling very, very well right now. He's doing a good job of controlling the wrist, putting his legs in, and accumulating serious riding time. Has a 7-1 lead. Riding time is pretty much secured, and at that point, he's in bonus points.
On the cusp, if that riding time does get secured, would be in bonus point territory, and that's huge because then the bout at 197 can only really, depending on if Schrader wins outright, doesn't really matter, but whoever will get the go, if Neisenbaum can get the go, and he would have to win by bonus points, or we're seeing some extras.
Extremely important that Kaden Russell does not give up a bonus point win. Extremely important. So Coach Lanham from Duke said, I want you to go on your feet, because they feel that he can work something on a neutral position.
If Smith is to get the victory with bonus points, which he's in a good spot to do right here, has the control and riding time over 3 minutes, so 9-1 really with the score. So would have that 4 points for Maryland, would make it 20-17.
Oh my,
Good
he
job.
bullied him over. He roughed him.
Bullied him over, like you said, gets the 2 with the takedown, 10-1. Now scores 4. 4 points awarded to Smith, 14-1. Russell gets 1 for the escape, 14-2. 15-2 if you count the riding time. 1 minute left to go in the bout. But the win right now would make it 20-17 Maryland.
Russell cannot give up a takedown. Takedown is a tech fall. Tech fall now. What are we doing here? Boy, it is, I mean, Maryland fans and the Maryland bench is standing up because they know how big this is. This means that if he gets a tech fall, that means that Duke has to major.
You're seeing
a major just a tie. He's
Russell
gonna
work
he's
here.
gonna, where's the adrenaline? Is he gonna suck it in? Is he gonna suck it in? Is he gonna suck it in? Good fight here by Russell. He's gonna hold on. We got short time. What's gonna happen? He's gotta hold on. No takedown. It's so important here to suck through for Smith, and Russell has to hold on for dear life. This is getting close here.
5 seconds left to
Getting
go,
close
2
here.
seconds. Won't get the points. That's huge for Kaden Russell. Huge for Duke. Sure, they do give up the major decision. 15-2 the final, but for the Blue Devils, they're still in it. 20-17 after Geron Smith gets the victory for major decision. And you go and talk more about it. That's huge ending-wise for Kaden Russell. Just to hold on and not go any further keeps things intact.
This was just, here we go. Duke needs to win to go into, well, if they do a decision, it'll be tied. And then we have to go through the criteria to see who wins. Maryland wins, it's over. It's over. Another match that we had on the Big Ten Plus that's going down to the last match at heavyweights.
3 straight matches all coming down to the heavyweight bout. Zach Schrader, Jonah Niesenbaum going at it at 285. This is what it all comes down to. This is college wrestling at its finest. 3 straight duels. Out-of-conference foes. 2 teams with some history behind them. Maryland and Duke, former ACC rivals. Now out-of-conference foes. Comes down to the wire. Maryland leads 20-17. As Schrader and Niesenbaum still kind of feeling each other out in the early stages. If you're Maryland, you're definitely liking where you're at now. Having the 3-point lead in the team scoring, but also you have one of your best wrestlers on the mat currently, a nationally ranked Schrader.
If you're a Maryland fan or a Duke fan, you're getting nervous. Good shot here by Niesenbaum, but a good chest wrap going on by Schrader. Takedown now, he may have the Turk. The Turk. And so what Schrader has to do is start the army crawl forward.
Niesenbaum got points there, 2-0 lead. Currently 1 point on the escape there for Schrader.
Man, my heart is racing. This is exciting.
1 minute left to go in the first period, and talk a lot about things. If you're Maryland, you can't take your foot off the gas pedal. Grabs both legs, gets 2 with the takedown. Schrader scores 2. Niesenbaum gets the escape. We're knotted up 3 apiece once more. 37 seconds left to go in the first period.
Schrader did another far ankle pick. Nice first period by guys that want to win. 3-3, takedown each, escape each. Oh, this is drama.
That'll do it. End of the first period. And we came in knowing we were going to get a good one all the way through. Know they were going to fight all the way through. This is where it comes down to. Tie bout, 3 apiece, middle period. Schrader and Niesenbaum. Maryland with a 3-point lead in the team scoring. They break. Niesenbaum will pick up 1 on the escape.
This next takedown, if someone gets it, is pretty important. Niesenbaum gets this takedown. He opens it up, gives him a little breathing room. Schrader gets it. He takes the lead and has choice going into the third period. Niesenbaum has to watch Schrader's far ankle pick.
4-3 lead still for Niesenbaum. Holds a 6-second advantage in riding time.
See both guys a little more cautious now. They realize the importance of this match.
Talk about the series history between Maryland and Duke.
1 minute left in the period.
Terps lead the all-time series, 10-59-1 over the Blue Devils. Last meeting back in 2014, 24-9 victory for the Blue Devils. Trying to make it back-to-back and record back-to-back victories on the season.
Both teams feel confident about their heavyweights here.
If you're Maryland, you're...
After having
30 seconds left in the period.
After having offensive shots and takedowns from ankle picks and singles, it's gone back to a traditional heavyweight, club the head, work for position. There it is again.
Schrader grabs the ankle, Holding on here.
Good job by Niesenbaum to push that far ankle away. He's going to keep pushing that away, and he's going to use his foot to push and kick.
And that'll end the period. Hard-fought action in the middle period. Schrader trails Niesenbaum 4-3. Maryland holds a 3-point lead, and it all comes down to this. The final 2 minutes. The final 2 minutes between Niesenbaum and Schrader. If you're Maryland, you like your chances with with Schrader. One of your top guys will try and get back to his feet here. And will break. Evened up once more. Four apiece.
4-piece.
1:45 left to go in regulation. A 13-second advantage in riding time for Niesenbaum, so won't lead to any points as of right now. And will, based on how things have gone, won't lead to anything. A minute and a half left to go in regulation in a neutral set. Schrader trying to push forward. Niesenbaum trying to pull out of it.
Schrader's going to go across that ankle pick again. That's where he's had the most success. Watch that cross ankle pick again from Schrader.
1 minute remains. Even contest, 4 apiece. Niesenbaum and Schrader trading shots here. Schrader grabs the ankle. Has control right now.
Niesenbaum is going to try and sprawl and follow. He's trying to follow. He's now going to it.
And Niesenbaum and Schrader still knotted up.
There's a spin. Look.
Trying to sprawl away, and no resistance from either side. No quit, no give. 10 seconds left to go.
Nothing yet.
Schrader blocks things again.
We're going to go into overtime. Nobody's going to do anything crazy. 2 minutes left. Overtime. It's going to see.
Sudden victory. Schrader, Niesenbaum. First point wins for Maryland. You get a point, it's over. For Duke, you could send it into some more discussion. A 3-point lead for Maryland currently as two heavyweights battle it out. Schrader, Niesenbaum, Schrader tries to hop out of things.
It's willpower. This is willing your mind when your body doesn't want to go through. Your mind is saying to push, your body saying, I don't want to. What's stronger? I don't know. We're going to find out real soon.
The pavilion is on their feet. A minute and 30 left to go in the sudden victory. Schrader sprawling around, trying to circle.
A little spin action.
Niesenbaum stops things once some more. So again, every time Schrader finds that go, try and spin. He's got it, does he got it? He's got it! Zach Schrader.
What a victory by Maryland!
The number 33 ranked wrestler at the heavyweight division wins it in sudden victory as the University of Maryland takes it 23-17, your final score.